Subscribe for more. Presidential Memorandum: Defending American Companies and Innovators from Overseas Extortion and Unfair Fines and Penalties. February 26, 2025. Section 1. Purpose. This memorandum addresses foreign economic policies that disadvantage U.S. companies, particularly in the technology sector, through unfair taxation, regulations, and trade barriers. Economic impact of the U.S. digital economy. The U.S. digital economy is larger than the entire economies of Australia, Canada, or most EU nations. Foreign governments have targeted American tech firms, hindering growth and diverting revenues meant to benefit the U.S. economy. Unfair trade practices identified. Digital services taxes, DSTs. Since 2019, foreign nations have imposed DSTs designed to extract revenue from U.S. tech companies. Regulatory discrimination. Foreign regulations burden U.S. firms more than local companies, reducing competitiveness. Data restrictions. Some countries impose limits on cross-border data flows, threatening U.S. innovation and security. Streaming service mandates. Some governments force U.S. streaming services to fund local productions. Network and termination fees. Foreign countries charge U.S. companies for internet access while exempting domestic firms. U.S. response: the administration will not allow American businesses and workers to be compromised by extortionate foreign policies. The government will take action to counter these measures, including imposing tariffs and other penalties. Section 2. Policy. The administration will respond aggressively to unfair foreign policies that harm U.S. companies by imposing retaliatory measures such as tariffs. Foreign actions targeted for response include discriminatory taxes on U.S. companies, DSTs, and other taxes that unfairly target U.S. firms. Burdensome foreign regulations. Rules that restrict or obstruct the growth of U.S. businesses. Intellectual property, IP. Threats. Policies that force U.S. companies to surrender IP rights. Regulations undermining U.S. competitiveness. Any trade or tax policies that harm U.S. innovation and economic growth. Section 3. Agency responsibilities. This section assigns specific tasks to key U.S. trade and economic officials to combat unfair foreign policies. 3A USTR Review of Digital Services, Taxes DSTS. The U.S. Trade Representative, USTR, must decide whether to renew investigations into DSTs imposed by France, Austria, Italy, Spain, Turkey, and the United Kingdom. If these DSTs are found to harm U.S. businesses, USTR must take action under Section 301 of the Trade Act of 1974. 3B Investigation of additional DSTs. USTR must also review whether other countries' DSTs should be investigated. Special focus on Canada, USTR must determine whether to pursue a trade panel under the United States-Mexico-Canada Agreement, USMCA, investigate Canada's DST under Section 302B of the Trade Act of 1974. 3C Identifying unfair trade practices. The Secretary of the Treasury, Secretary of Commerce, and USTR must identify other discriminatory trade and regulatory practices harming U.S. businesses, recommend retaliatory actions under existing trade laws, include findings in the America First Trade Policy Memorandum Report. 3D Content moderation and free speech review. Treasury, Commerce, and USTR will examine whether EU and UK regulations force U.S. companies to censor content or moderate speech in ways that undermine free expression. Findings will be included in the America First Trade Policy Memorandum Report. 3E Foreign Tax Review. The Treasury Secretary will determine if any foreign tax policies discriminate against U.S. companies, any tax measures violate U.S. tax treaties, any actions warrant U.S. response under Section 891 of the U.S. Tax Code. Findings will be included in the OECD Global Tax Deal Report. 3F Establishing Global E-commerce Protections. USTR must work to secure a global moratorium on customs duties for electronic transmissions to prevent foreign taxes on U.S. digital goods. 3G Creating a business reporting process. USTR will set up a mechanism for U.S. companies to report unfair trade or tax policies to the government. The Secretary of Commerce and the Senior Counselor for Trade and Manufacturing will help implement this system. Overall summary. This memorandum outlines the administration's strategy to protect U.S. businesses from unfair foreign taxation and regulations, particularly those targeting the digital economy. Key objectives: counter digital services taxes, DSTs, that unfairly burden U.S. tech firms, prevent foreign trade barriers that limit American companies' global reach, stop forced IP transfers and data access demands from foreign regulators, ensure free speech protections for U.S. digital platforms abroad, strengthen enforcement of existing trade laws and agreements, e.g., USMCA, Section 301. Establish a process for businesses to report unfair trade policies to the U.S. government. Actions taken: USTR investigations into DSTS and trade discrimination, collaboration between Treasury, Commerce, and USTR to review and respond to foreign policies, implementation of new trade and tax enforcement measures to counteract unfair foreign actions. This directive reinforces the administration's commitment to protecting U.S. economic and national security interests while ensuring American companies remain competitive in the global market. Subscribe for more!